This is the first TEDx you've ever been. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's not just the first one I've ever talked at, it's the first one I've ever attended. And I didn't really know what to expect, to be honest. I do watch TED Talks on YouTube and stuff. And I'll seek out things that I'm interested in, so I wouldn't just watch TEDx as just one after the other, but I'll seek out things that I'm interested in. So to come and see it in the flesh and in real life is it's very, very different, and an awful lot more inspiring, actually, weirdly. Being in the room, there's quite an energy to the whole thing, and I absolutely loved it, and I certainly will come back as somebody who's just an attendee. Yeah, definitely.
So how did you feel with the audience? Was it the way you expected? Was it like,
well,
how was it like?
I'm not really used to public speaking, really. That's not really the sort of thing I'm used to. Because I'm a writer, I'm used to not speaking to anybody for months on end. So the idea of being in front of 1,000 people trying to talk, that was quite daunting. But I find the energy is quite interesting. It becomes quite a synergistous relationship, really, and you kind of play off the audience a little bit more. So weirdly, I found the rehearsal harder than the actual talk. Was
it?
So partly because there's only 4 people there, so you're thinking, I've no idea whether it's any good or not. There's like 4 people, all you can hear is. Yeah, when there's quite a few people there, and when the hall was full, really enjoyed it. I loved it. Yeah. Really good.
That's beautiful. So what is the one thing that inspires you?
Well, the talk I gave was kind of based on the books that I've written and on my relationship with my little boy. So what I wanted to do was try not to, because the books are kind of comedy based. I didn't want to just sort of tell jokes and things. I wanted to try and come with that TED Talk philosophy in mind, to try and make people think about a different perspective on kids and on being a parent, and that kind of what inspired me to do the talk on being more toddler. I think toddlers are quite remarkable human beings, and if you spend time with them, it's hard not to be inspired and more creative, and just by being in their presence. So I wanted to try and bring that to the talk, and that's definitely what inspired me to write the talk that I did, and to actually come along in the first place, I think. Yeah.
And how did it all start? Like with you writing and you like talking about the whole thing? Like what was the first thing that started the whole thing?
It's quite a weird tale, really, because when Charlie was born, my little boy was born, he was only 3 months old, and I wrote a post on Facebook just sort of to explain how I was getting on in the first 3 months, how I was coping, i.e. like not at all. And I wrote this post on Facebook, and it was just for family and friends, really, but the following day it got like 20 likes, and at that point I was thinking, wow, 20 likes, that was quite a big deal for me at the time, because no one listens to a word I say. But that went viral, like over a day it was like 10,000, 20,000, it's got bigger and bigger and bigger, this one post. And that first post has been seen by something like 15 million people now, and because of that one post, I got agents got in touch with me and publishers asked me if I thought about writing a book. So I wrote a book, that did well. They asked me to write another one, that did well. I'm writing a third one, which is going to be terrible because I'm really struggling with it.
And the person that inspired you the most, why isn't he here? Why didn't you bring Charlie with you? He's the main,
I'll tell you why.
The main person.
It's a very good question, but I'll tell you why. Because he's got his nativity,
okay.
And he's Joseph. So he's the main character in his nativity play at his nursery. So yeah, he's got a bigger gig than I've got.
Okay. Thank you so much for everything. It was really inspiring to all the parents and all the non-parents.